The last time we met, you ruined my nail art. Now I have to reapply a whole new coat.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? I am so sorry.
Oh, well, in that case...
Oh no, what I meant to say is, I'm so sorry that you have nothing more important to do in life.
Why am I running on walls? What is this thing? Why am I pushing fruit around? Why am I in a snowball? And most importantly, what the hell am I doing? Sonic Unleashed was pretty good. Generations was pretty good. Maybe they'll stick with this style for a few more games. Oh wait! This is Sonic Team. No! No, they won't. Where do I even begin with this game? It's so different. Story maybe? Okay.
In a world lacking in logic and reason, come see the adventures of a blue hedgehog and his two-tailed sidekick as they travel across the Lost Hex, a large lost planet in the sky.
How do you lose a giant floating planet? Like, I can get it if you're the kind of person that loses their keys, or a USB stick, or their phone, or even a laptop, but it's a giant floating planet. Please tell me, how does one go about misplacing a giant floating planet? Tell me, I need to know. Like, come on guys, be more organized, okay? Anyway, as I was saying,
Witness their struggles as they try to stop the evil scientists from draining all the power from the planet below. But something goes wrong, horribly wrong. Enter the Deadly Six, a group of oversimplified stereotypes hell-bent on draining life out of the planet below. Sonic must now team up with his nemesis, the Doctor, in order to put an end to their plan. Will they make it? Starring Mr. Passive-Aggressive, Lord Diabetes, the Wise Old Man, the Glamour Queen, Captain Depression, and Dr. Evil. Sonic Lost World, an experience like never before.
looking at the story, it's really kinda straightforward and there's not very much to it. The characters are just stereotypes and really one-dimensional. That's their biggest flaw. Look at the older Sonic games and you'll see that characters have more personality, like in Sonic Adventure 2, how there's Shadow. And he certainly got a backstory, how he was created. Going back even farther than that, there's Knuckles in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Even without words, there's this long story, starting in the manual, and then carrying over to the game. How Knuckles was tricked into harming Sonic. He did all he could, not knowing that he was fighting for the wrong cause. Then he had that moment of realization, and it's all there. You really don't see that with the Deadly Six. They're only there to exist and disappear as quickly as they come into the game. There's no ending whatsoever. They just kind of mysteriously poof, disappear. They really could have done something with these characters, but they decided just to sit on them instead. You know though, if there's one thing I can say, I think it's that Tails deserves a lot more credit. In 25 years, he's gone from being brain dead to a super genius.
I've built a TV out of paper clips.
Yeah.
And reprogrammed a supercomputer
by unplugging it and plugging it back in again.
Gameplay is probably the most mixed part of this game, but I absolutely love the way the game looks. You know, for a port of a Wii U game, this really isn't half bad. I like the art style too. Everything is super colorful, and I really do enjoy that. Gameplay can be pretty good too, because there's so many different types of levels. You've got your traditional platforming, but it's got something new to it, parkour. There's no mention of it in the manual, so you're pretty much on your own, but learning to use it feels super rewarding. Then there's those two underwater rail grinding levels, which happen to be my favorite out of all the levels in the game. But then you have this shit! What the hell is this? It's like they were brainstorming and instead of just picking one or two ideas, they did everything. Admittedly, this is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, you do have many levels that are pretty lackluster and probably shouldn't have made it into the game. But on the other hand, you have levels like the underwater rail grinding, which otherwise may have not made it into the game at all. And then you have some other really cool levels that have nothing to do with the game or the level that they're in, like the one in Desert Ruins with all the floating pastries. Sure, I think they should have reviewed their ideas a bit more, but trying new things isn't necessarily something bad. Of course the platforming is still there, but as you may have picked up, it's not exactly like it was in previous games. It's slowed down a bit, and the level design is a lot different. It's a different experience. If you go in expecting it to play like Unleashed, then you're going to be disappointed. But if you go in expecting something different, then it's actually kind of fun. Wisps are a thing, but that's just about it. I can't speak for the Wii U version, but on PC they control quite nicely and don't get in the way that much either. I'd say the controls are pretty good too, if not a bit questionable. Why does Sonic have a run button? It's not that I have a problem with it, I just feel like it's a bit of a questionable decision. I get it if it was to give the player more control, but in that case, why not just use the analog stick on its own? I don't think there was ever a time I wasn't holding down the run button. Sonic's also got a pretty standard set of moves. The run, the jump, the kick, and interestingly enough, the spin dash is back. It's nice to see it return, but I didn't find myself using it that much because of the gameplay style. Still, it's nice to know it's there. Music is another area that I feel this game excels in, though even the worst Sonic games tend to have good music. It's not as fast-paced as the previous games, but this matches the gameplay really well. You can really tell they put in a lot of work to the music, and it pays off. This game really benefits. Sound effects, while in most games go unnoticed, also work really well with the game. I didn't notice a sound effect that felt off or out of place, and if you don't notice a sound effect, I'd say that's a pretty good thing. It's doing its job, blending into the game, and helping the player feel more connected. The voice acting is also great. Though the characters do have their flaws, the voices are not among them. They seem to fit the characters and help to build on the personalities. In fact, my only real complaint with the game is that it's locked to 60 frames a second, which isn't a big deal for me now, but it leads to abysmal performance when you're gaming below spec. I used to game on an old Lenovo laptop, and this game would give me headaches trying to figure out how to get it to run the best. It would just not get choppier, but just kind of awkwardly slow down. And that caused a lot of problems, but really as a whole, that's my only critical complaint. Overall, I would really recommend this game. It's a good concept with slightly flawed execution and an okay story at best. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Alright, well, I guess that brings an end to this episode, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it, because I worked hard to try and improve my quality on this one. If you like it, be sure to leave a like, but if you didn't, I'd be more than happy to hear your criticism in the comments. One more thing though, I think the subscribe button's kind of broken, so if you guys could just click it and let me know everything's good, I would be extremely happy. Anyway, that kind of wraps things up, so I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see you next time.